Hello world, how's it going? So this is a late night video. I didn't have a chance to edit a video for you guys this Sunday, but I figured, might as well go live. That way you guys at least have a video and I can give you guys an update. So hopefully with this new phone I can bring you guys more live videos, which means more content instead of waiting on me to get an edited video out for you guys. So let me go ahead and flip you guys on over here. And personally, I like the live videos because you guys can interact better and I can answer your questions better about what's going on. So hopefully this turns out alright. So we're going to do an update on the Substrate Experiment rack, and I'm going to show you guys what's been going on there. I'll go ahead and start with the bottom. As you can see, it's 1:15 a.m. Yeah, I know, I'm a night owl. What can I say? My son just went to bed not too long ago, got back from a graduation party. A lot of people, it's still kind of early-ish on the other side of the world. But anyways, you can see I'm still waiting to put stuff in here. With my new underlayment, as far as my substrate, I think I'm going to go with the API pond media. And then I'm going to do dirt, and then I'm going to do a little bit of carbon, and then I'm going to do some Eco Complete. But this is just Eco Complete down here. I've got two LEDs on it of the Aqua Neat. And same with over here. And these two tanks are doing pretty well. They didn't really have much for fish in them. And yeah, so those are doing good. And those are just Eco Complete. But up here on the T5 rack in the middle, this is where it gets a little crazy. Now I ended up fighting fungus in here because I was using my tap water. If you do the water changes like you're supposed to, API fungus cure won't mess with your plants. But if you let it sit in there for a week or so, the plants will start having issues. So over here on this sand tank and this eco tank, it didn't turn out too well and I ended up having to replant that. But for the coconut fiber and the Eco Complete, it's okay. You can see the ones in the back, the Luigia, which this plant pretty much grows in anything. So it should be doing better than what it is. But there's also a huge mat of pearlweed up here. That may even be Monte Carlo. So there's something consuming the nutrients. The Barclay is still doing good. So it's doing alright. Then here's the dirt. This lily, it actually has shot up, lost a couple big leaves. Actually, these were the leaves that you last saw on the last video. Those thread fins are looking awesome. I got another male in there. That one is quite the specimen. Oh, check that out. That is cool. I love these guys. I am really planning on breeding these at some point. I've got some females for them. I'm just waiting for them to get out of QT. But the white Anubias is doing good. The Glosso is doing pretty good. Or no, that's not Glosso. That's the Menuda, I think. But the dirt seems to be doing okay. So, and then this sand is doing well in here. Cory Cats, I've got the albino scissor tails in here. I've actually got blue dreams in with these corridors too, and they've all been doing pretty well, and they have bred out in here, the shrimp. So guppies, corridors, and neocaridinias on one tank, making babies. That's good. So really when it comes down to these, if I were to do it out of these, but then you look at the Eco Complete, I mean, it all seems about the same. But if I had to lean one way or the other, I'm leaning towards the dirt. But we'll see in the long run too, because this will be a long run situation. A lot of these tanks are kind of going through their cycling, hence the algae on the walls, hence the hair algae. It's learning its balance. So a lot of times with new tanks, that's what will happen. They won't look real great right off the bat unless you got a ton of plants that you stick in and you're doing like an aquascape and it looks good for just a few days. But when it comes to a new tank, they go through these algae cycles to help balance themselves out naturally. Then up top, we've got the Eco Complete. Not a whole lot going on in it. The moss. I've been floating Taiwan lilies up top. This is like one of my new favorite floater plants. It works pretty well for cover. It's a slow grower. The only thing about it is when you get your hand in there, those big leaves kind of stick to your arms. And the coconut fiber kind of got pulled up here, but the Mulmonite crypt, definitely not minding. Thinking about, these are sea allanite rainbow fish. I'm thinking about, you know where I've got the barbs and the goldii decai? Thinking about getting rid of the goldii decai and having a whole school of these allanite. Maybe just keep switching over big groups of rainbow fish so we can see what they look like in huge groups. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments after this video. And I am kind of looking at the chat here a little bit. 4 questions, but it looks like there's a lot of hellos and stuff. And this is another dirted tank. Like the Buche is doing good. Glosso's doing alright. The Schluterei, which was really taking off at first, it just kind of lost its gas. And I don't know if it was the medication. It might have been the medication. But it really lost its gas. Same with this Marsilia. That was all over the place. So we'll see if that rebounds. That tank's looking kind of rough. This is dirt, eco-complete. And if you see here, unlike this dirted tank, there's a lot more. Like Destin says, only put like an inch. I don't know. I don't listen too well sometimes. So we'll test this. We'll see what happens with it in the future. And it actually has Lymphnophilia aromatica, which can be a little more trickier than like Luigi or something like that. But it seems to be doing pretty well. Scissor tails in there. And then we got the Shelly tank. This tank's cool. I'm really digging this tank. I'm glad I put it by the corner where I could really see it. Use a little valve in there, because I know most of these tanks are just shells, but I wanted some plants in there, and the valve seems to be working pretty well. Same with this, I believe it's a Pontigian longifolia. Well, I'm waiting for these guys to breed. I just added some shells in there last night, some extra ones. And I've also put bristlenose in every single one of these tanks. So every single one of these tanks, there's 1 or 2 bristlenoses in here, just to kind of help clean out what's going on the sides. And as far as inhabitants, let's go with the inhabitants. Down here, you guys may not know I even have these. These are drape fin barbs. So I've got a pair of them, hoping they'll breed out. I wish he would throw up his tall fin. When he's like really sporting, he is quite the sight. Oh, there he goes. Oh, he's got to chase that female. So if you guys got any questions, do you have snails for the substrate? Yes, I do have snails for the tanks. You can see here, I'm a big fan of ram's horns, pond snails, or MTS. And I like to do a combo of at least ram's horn and MTS, or pond snails and MTS. When I say MTS, that's the Malaysian trumpet snails. And then here I got the volcano guppies. And I'm excited about all these guppies and endlers I got. The big reason why is the symbiotic relationship that they have with plants. Like this tank will end up looking really good because they will keep it clean. They will give it CO2 from the oxygen exchange and everything else like that. So I'm pretty excited about that. There's a bristlenose hanging out in the corner, Taiwan lily. See, this stuff's starting to bounce back from the meds. I'm glad I didn't really lose anybody. Wow, look at that split tail. It's kind of cloudy through there because the Corydoras have been eating and they've been kicking up all the sand. The split tail on that thing is ginormous. And these guys have been breeding like rabbits. There's a bunch of Dolphi Corydoras in there, but they're actually all hiding underneath the rocks. There's one right there out and about and underneath the leaves. And I did add some leaves just for the Corydoras because they really do like the Corydoras. Can you walk around your whole fish room with good signal quality? Well, considering in the last one that I did with the fry rack, that was probably one of the worst rooms to actually stream in. So the fact it worked in there, I don't know, I may be able to. Maybe we'll do a walkabout one day here live. And in here I have the Sapphire Dumbo ear guppies. And they threw out a couple babies. I did have bowman eye in here, but with the fungus that was coming through, for some reason they didn't end up doing too well. I ended up with 2 more. And then I've got one in QT just trying to bounce it back. The other one jumped, unfortunately. So I stuck some sapphire guppies in here, and they should help clean things out and balance it out. And actually get that tank to being running and able without having to worry about things. And then in here I got dwarf neon rainbow fish. Your new phone is awesome. I'm glad it's looking good. I'm glad it's helping. That's awesome. Tim Smith, will a school of cherry barbs mess with breeding rams? Yeah, more than likely they'll pick at the eggs and mess with them. Can you show us how big your fish room is peeing around? I'll do that real quick. So here's this new experimental rack. Then got the soft water rack, other 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 rack. So this is one section of the fish room. So this is one section out of like 5 or 6 or something. There's a lot of tanks in this house anymore. But I wouldn't have it any other way. It's the way I like it. Then here we got the thread fin, the Werner eye. Really cool fish. Albino split tail. Now, I threw some food up front, but it looks like the corridors already ate it. Here we got the Dolphi and the Duplicarius are in there too. Of course, they're going to go hiding. Let me see if I can get a top view. I don't know if you guys can see that. Oh yeah, you can see that. There's a bunch of them in there though. I love this tank. See them scattering around. Shrimp right there. Yep, Shelly's, and then we got red Wapanga lasers up here. Where's the male at? There he is. He just doesn't want to turn to the side. Come here, buddy. There he goes. You can see him. Kind of like a dwarf neon, just a little different color pattern. And then, yeah, these guys. And then this is some Japanese blue endlers. And some baby fry. Sadly, Punk 1977, thank you so much for that super chat. And your continued support. Said, missed you last night, but you've talked me into going to start digging holes in my yard on my next day off for a few tanks. Well, that sounds pretty exciting. Awesome. Well, I'm glad I could inspire you to do that or talk you into that. What are you going to put in there? That should be interesting. What do you got in mind? I love summer tubbing. Anything to do with outdoor fishing and outdoor fish. Like, I don't really get into, like, sport fishing. I used to back in the day, but I don't know. Any more hooking a fish in the mouth, I wouldn't want that done to me, so I don't really do it. Do you breed your Cory? So I never actually bred a Cory yet. Haven't really put a lot of effort towards it, but I have not bred a Cory yet. It will be on the list one day, especially now that I got softer water. All right, anything else you guys want to know or see before I hop off here? If not, I guess I covered it all. I'm pretty sure. So we got 2 LEDs on there. I don't know, for some reason with the 20 highs, they seem to be doing better with 2 LEDs. Like, I don't know if it's the depth situation. So like the 10 gallons and then the 20 longs, they're good with just one of them. But this is what one LED looks like on a 20 high. And there's actually a lot of dark over here. I had it hanging too and it wasn't enough, so I had to bring it back down. I'm not getting a whole lot of light out of it for a 20 high. And these are the green jade dubbo guppies. I'm ready for these guys to pop some babies out. Alright, Ellerbrets, where could I get Bose man eyes? Want to start breeding them. Would guppies eat their eggs? Guppies would eat their eggs. Where to get good Bose man eyes? I'm not really 100% sure. Unless you can get a hold of Gary somehow and get a hold of some of his, but that can be really tough. Maybe look on Aquabid, but you gotta be careful about sellers too. Aquatic Addictions, any specials on your website? Special buy section is where I keep everything that's in stock. So there are fire reds and stuff in stock for people. There is plenty on there. How many air pumps do you have set up for your tank? So I really have no idea. There's probably like, I don't know, at least 40 in the whole fish house. Any special, let's see. What's up, Fish Fam? Trying to start a small guppy farm here in South Florida. Which would be the best to start with? That's hard to tell. I mean, panda guppies go pretty well. I don't know. There's so many guppies out there. New fish available soon. Or new fish available for Patreons on your site soon? Yes, so there will be some soon. I wasn't able to get to it this weekend, but definitely planning on having something for you guys by the end of this week. Where I've got new items that I've never offered before, and you guys will get to know all that. There's a blue neon Stifodon. That is the male, he's just not in his breeding color. Hit like so we get more surprise late night live chats. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've done this, and I was wanting to do it the other day, but I just didn't get time to, and I was lucky I even got time tonight to do it. Do you get better growth from T5 or LED? Definitely better growth from T5 than LED. LED is a lot slower. It'll grow your plants smaller. T5s will grow them faster and more lush. For sure, no doubt. I've tested it lots of times. Alright, so I think that should do it for this video. A little update, some Dora TI up here. I need to do something with these guys. I'm probably going to bap them. Which that's a breeding program thing. Okay. Yep, I think that's good. Hold on, one more question. Nathan Xiong, what if I use spawning mops then pull them out? Will the guppies still get them? Thanks for the info. If you get to them in time, the guppies may not eat them all. So it all depends on when you get to it. Because those rainbows will throw a lot of eggs, so. Especially the Bozemanite. Alright, guys. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I figure it's better than nothing since I couldn't edit a whole lot. And I hope you guys all have a great week. Hopefully it doesn't cut this off at the end. For some reason, YouTube's been cutting the end of my videos. Then it throws out like the piece of the last 2 minutes or 20 seconds of what I said or whatever. But I need to get my grizzly sweaty butt back to work and do the thing. So, till next time, everybody. Peace. And thanks for hanging out. Oh, wait. How do you do? Oh, that's how you do it. Okay, guys. Later on.